And I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
Emmaus is a place where everybody matters. That includes families, single adults, our dedicated staff, wonderful volunteers, and generous donors. Watch as we visit some of the people whom we've interviewed over the past several years to see what they're doing now.
And so I made the decision, as hard as it was, to go into this blindly, to go and ask for help. Like, I'm not one to ask for help. I have to do everything, not by myself, but work for it. When the first night we were here, one of the ladies sent my son down with like a gallon of milk and a box of cereal, and it just made me break down and cry, not because it was a bad thing, but because somebody's willing to help you. And that to me is like important. Like, I love to help people, but to receive that back, it's totally different on the receiving end, because you know now that there's people out there, good people, that are willing to help. You don't expect this to happen to you. But now that I'm here, I'm not ashamed of where I live, where I'm staying now, where my kids lay their head at night.
Today, June and her boys are more than 5 years out of the shelter and thriving. Her youngest is a high school freshman. Her oldest has graduated from high school and works at Pentucket Bank.
Well, I am the oldest of my 3 siblings. We are all homeless, living in, well, a homeless shelter called Emmaus. Homelessness is not an easy thing. At first, you just think, hey, it's a homeless person. Maybe we shouldn't talk to them because, you know, but inside they have all this pressure building up and within them because they're isolated from the outside world, because people just think of them as homeless people. They don't look at them for what they are, they don't look at them like they're normal human beings who have feelings and who just want to fit in with the rest of the people.
Hector is attending Whittier Vocational Technical High School. He's in the STEM program and plans to go on to college to become an aeronautics engineer.
I'm a case manager at the Emmaus Family Shelter, and I work with predominantly mothers, but parents with children who have ended up homeless. And what we try to do is get them on track for finding employment if they don't have any, and looking for apartments. Yeah, I think every family that comes into Emmaus comes in pretty frightened. They're coming into a shelter. They don't know what to expect. They don't know what the rooms are going to look like. They don't know what the other families are going to be like. And then they realize it's a clean, safe place. A lot of the families we have don't have the support systems that keep them out of shelters. Don't have a mother, don't have parents they can go and stay with. Families are desperate. You end up in shelter, you're in pretty desperate straits.
A member of our compassionate and loving staff, Bernadette continues to work with families when they come into the shelter. Her support and guidance helps them get back on their feet.
I never dreamed I'd be homeless, and I had average childhood, good job. I was married with house and boats and everything, and I worked on defense electronics. Over the years, I developed a lot of health problems, and things happened. My parents both died within a 5-year period. I got divorced, and I ended up losing the job till I became homeless. And then you realize with no money, no insurance, you can't get medical help. And with all my medical problems, that was a big thing. My health was failing rapidly. There's a lot of doctors that won't see you if you're homeless. The hospital social workers had found Emmaus so that I didn't have to go live in the woods, because they kept asking me, where are you going to live? And I says, in a tent in the woods, because that's all I knew.
Today, Bob still faces serious medical challenges, but lives independently in an Emmaus apartment. He has a car and loves to spend time at Winnikinny Castle. He even helps with the new gardens there.
I've been volunteering at Emmaus for 7 or 8 years, and I can't ever picture not doing it, because how many things can you do where you feel like a rock star? I think what surprised me that I could have been one of those people. You never know what can happen in life. We had people who were middle class and just had hard times, and they ended up at the shelter. You don't realize people can be so judgmental about the homeless, but it can happen to anyone who doesn't have a support system. One of the things I've really noticed about the staff at Emmaus is how much they treat every single guest with respect. They never look down on them, and they never think, oh, that's just a homeless person, I don't care. And little acts of kindness mean so much to them. Doing something simple like playing catch, one boy told me one day, that's the most fun I've ever had. We were throwing a ball back and forth. It shouldn't matter whether somebody's homeless, whether they're rich. People are people, and they all have the same qualities. And you find kindness anywhere, and I've seen so much kindness at the shelter.
As dedicated to Emmaus as ever, Kathy rides in our Cycle for Shelter fundraiser. She has been volunteering with the children in the shelter for more than 12 years.
So the first time I'm going to the church with Carla, we're so scared because I don't know about the people live with me together. It was so hard. And there in Emmaus, they good person. Like I can graduate because my English not good. The MCAS are difficult. They say no, you can do it. You can learn English. You can have an apartment, but you have to do your best. I do it, and I'm going to do more for my daughter. Yeah.
Yvonne lives in her own apartment and is now attending Northern Essex Community College. Her daughter Carla is in kindergarten. I am Marshall Jesperson, and I am a proud supporter of Emmaus. I am honored to be part of this critically important organization that for more than 30 years has been serving people experiencing homelessness. Emmaus programs span the North Shore, the Merrimack Valley, and southern New Hampshire. Thousands of people, just like the ones you've seen today, pass through our doors every year. Please join me in making a commitment to help them by making a donation today.
And I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. For you.